have the latest on the investigation into the murder of a retired judge and how his community is remembering him.
And we're keeping an eye on the radar, seeing if those showers will be returning. We'll take a look coming up.
Good afternoon and welcome to News 3 Now at noon. I'm McKenna Alexander in for Mark today. The community in Juneau County is continuing to mourn the loss of a retired judge who was killed inside his home over the weekend. Authorities say Judge John Romer was shot and killed in his home last Friday morning. 56-year-old Douglas Udy has been identified as the suspect. Investigators still looking into a motive, but court records do show Romer sentenced Udy to prison in an armed burglary case all the way back in 2005. A candlelight vigil is being organized for this weekend outside the Juneau County Courthouse. It's scheduled to begin at 9 p.m. on Saturday night. We have more information on the vigil and continuing coverage of the story on our website, channel3000.com. Here in Dane County, the Sheriff's Office investigating after multiple gunshots hit an occupied apartment in the town of Madison overnight. Authorities say these shots happened just after 3 a.m. this morning on Deer Valley Road near South Park Street. That's where they found multiple shell casings in the area. While some of the rounds hit the apartment building itself, authorities say nobody has reported any injuries. Anyone with more information on the incident is asked to contact the Dane County Sheriff's Office. Across the nation, it was another weekend of gun violence, with at least 15 people killed in mass shootings across the country. It comes as Congress is still debating on how to tackle gun safety legislation. Serena Marshall is at the White House with more on those efforts.
A fearful scene in Philadelphia Saturday as gunshots rang out. It was one of 11 mass shootings just this weekend where 4 or more people were shot. The violence across the country killed at least 15 and injured more than 60. Maureen Long says she broke down sobbing after the shooting outside her Philadelphia home killed 3 people.
I'm so outraged. I'm so angry. After Buffalo, Uvalde, here, right here, we have to do something.
A new CBS News poll shows nearly a third of Americans believe mass shootings are something we have to accept as part of a free society. Gun rights advocates say the way to keep people, including school children, safe is to provide more arms.
It only makes sense to harden the schools and provide people within the schools, the good people that work there that are willing to be trained, to be armed.
President Biden has called on Congress to act, including an assault weapons ban, but he also acknowledges that's unlikely to happen in today's gridlocked Congress.
The president is not being very helpful. I think at the end of the day, this is going to come down to whether we can reach a consensus in the United States Senate. There are intensive discussions underway. It includes people who have not been engaged on this issue in the past.
Pennsylvania Republican Pat Toomey is part of a bipartisan group of senators who spent their Memorial Day recess working to see if they can craft a compromise on narrow gun control laws.
We are talking about a meaningful change in our gun laws, a major investment in mental health, perhaps some money for school security that would make a difference.
Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer says he wants to vote on gun legislation this week. Serena Marshall, CBS News, the White House.
All right, let's get a check on our forecast now. Julian, a little soggy this morning.
That's right. It was soggy this morning, but the good news is, as we're getting our afternoon started for us, we're just looking at it to be pretty cloudy, but the fog is starting to roll in for some areas as well. But the showers we were tracking throughout the morning hours have pretty much moved their way out of southern Wisconsin, but we could be expecting another round of some showers, but they're not going to be as widespread as we were seeing overnight. Now, as we take a look at our skies, we're looking at pretty blanketing cloud cover for us as we're continuing throughout the rest of our noon hour. But here's what we're looking at in terms of visibility. Some light fog is starting to place itself, especially between Platteville and Fort Madison, as those showers are starting to roll their way out. We can kind of see a little bit of it outside of our sky cam as well, but you can also see those low-level clouds, which are just going to make for today quite the dreary one. So you might just want to stay inside and just enjoy a nice movie as you get into your evening hours. But as we plan throughout the rest of today, just note we are staying relatively cool. We're going to see those 60s really just hold firm throughout much of our afternoon and even going into tonight. Temperatures around southern Wisconsin a bit warmer for Janesville at 72 degrees, but we're all relatively cool as we're kicking things off for our noon hour. And we'll have more details of what else to expect coming up in a few moments, because we are looking for some changes later into the week, McKenna.
Hopefully those changes feel a lot more like summer.
Yeah, it's a bit more like spring, actually. But
really?
We'll talk about that. Yeah, we'll talk about that in a few.
As long as it's not winter, I'll take it.
Thanks,
Joanne. Today is the 78th anniversary of one of the most important dates in world history. Ceremonies have been held all weekend in Normandy to mark the anniversary of D-Day, and those continue today. Not many American World War II veterans made it to France this year for the ceremonies, but those who did say their memories of the battle still very vivid.
I remember some good friends that are lost there, It's a little emotional then. When we started hearing that flak hitting the plane, we all got a little scared then.
The D-Day veterans say they hope today's generation never forgets the lessons of their generation and continue protecting the freedoms they have now. Madison police say a person with disabilities is okay after a car they were riding in was stolen. Police were called to the area of East Town Mall on East Washington Avenue just after 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon. They say the person with disabilities was in the car with the engine running while their caretaker went inside a building to get food. A 43-year-old man then reportedly got into the car before driving off. 45 minutes later, police found the car on University Avenue and followed it to the entrance of the UW emergency room. Police say the person with disabilities was able to convince the man to stop at the hospital. That man is now facing potential charges of false imprisonment, first offense OWI, and operating a vehicle without the owner's consent. There's more to come on News 3 Now at noon, including why Elon Musk may not be buying Twitter after all. The latest on that story and other financial news just ahead.
You're watching News 3 Now at noon. What does your retirement future look like? With a well-built retirement, your future can look bright. Your financial home secure. Retirements are built here every day. Call now and start building yours.
What if I told you that you could transform the entire look of your kitchen in as little as 2 days, from beautiful cabinets and countertops to a new kitchen sink? Mad City is Wisconsin's #1 remodeler and trusted local source for kitchen cabinet refacing. Your cabinet frames are probably still in good shape, so don't replace, reface. Avoid a lengthy remodel, stay under budget, and transform your kitchen in as little as 2 days. Now's the best time to call. It's our 60-60-60 sale. Save with 60% off installation of a kitchen cabinet refacing project. 60 months, 0% interest financing, senior and military discounts, and receive a $60 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. Plus, call during this program for a bonus $250 in Mad City cash towards future home improvements. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
This is Connie Ryan of Ryan Funeral Homes. While things have changed, it's still necessary for families to stay connected. And when it comes to the loss of a loved one, it's important to process and grieve and honor your loved one in a way that keeps everyone safe. We're doing this through intimate services and private virtual streaming, so your family can be part of the service no matter where they are. Ryan Funeral Homes are here with your safety in mind and compassionate care in your time of need.
Everything's so expensive, it's stretching our family thin. It never used to be like this. It's tougher on us to make ends meet because America's too dependent on China, and Ron Johnson's making it worse. He voted against cracking down on China with tougher trade deals and voted for tax breaks to corporations shipping jobs overseas, and even refused to punish China when it manipulates its currency. And Ron Johnson even defended shipping American jobs overseas. Senator Johnson, stop making it easier on China and tougher on us.
Get inspired. Tour 30 custom homes and see the newest trends. The Parade of Homes, exclusively sponsored by Nuns, is open daily, June 17th through 26th. Visit MadisonParadeOfHomes.com for tickets and more information.
Time is of the essence when planning for retirement. So take the time now to make sure yours is well built. Retirements are built here every day. Retirement Income Planning, LLC.
Prices continue to climb. AAA says the national average for a gallon of regular hit $4.84 a gallon. California remains the most expensive state to fill the tank, with a gallon averaging $6.32. Sanctions on Russian oil and gas and the summer driving season are putting pressure on prices at the pump. Don't worry today when you see a significantly lower share price for Amazon.com. Amazon's 20-for-1 stock split goes into effect at the opening bell. That means each Amazon share, which traded above $2,400 Friday, will become 20 separate shares today. With Amazon expected to start the session at around $120, The split brings the stock within reach for small investors. And Top Gun Maverick, starring Tom Cruise, is still flying high at the box office. The film from Paramount Global, the parent company of CBS and Paramount Pictures, took in an estimated $86 million in its second weekend on the big screen. The flick debuted with $124 million over the Memorial Day weekend, marking Cruise's biggest opening yet. That is your CBS Money Watch report. For more, head to cbsmoneywatch.com. At the CBS Broadcast Center, I'm Elise Preston.
Elon Musk threatening to walk away from his $44 billion deal to buy Twitter. Musk says the deal is in jeopardy because he hasn't received information about the platform's spam bot accounts. His lawyers sent a letter making the threat today, claiming he's repeatedly asked for the information from Twitter for about a month now. Musk claims Twitter is violating his information rights from their agreement in April. If he does walk away from the deal, Musk could be on the hook for a $1 billion fee. Taking a look outside, it was a rainy morning for a lot of us, and the chance for showers will stick around. Jillian's in next with what we can expect when we come back.
Is the insurance company playing games with your future?
The initial offer from the insurance company was $100. Hupy and Abraham were able to get me much more than I expected. It was a huge settlement.
Tell the insurance company you mean business.
At Mad City Kitchens, there's many reasons our customers tell us it was time for a kitchen upgrade.
It was like 90s style, counters were coming up.
The old drawers would slip out sometimes, and I was always, fitting them back in. And
looked like something on the sides of an old chicken shed. I mean, it was pretty bad.
Make a drastic improvement in as little as 2 days with cabinet refacing, from new cabinet colors and hardware to extras like soft close doors and drawers. Call now during our 60-60-60 sale. Take 60% off installation with 60 months financing, senior and military discounts, and a $60 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. Plus, call during this program for a bonus $250 in Mad City cash for future home improvements. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
Fjords has been crafting beautifully designed functional furniture since 1941. Every aspect of Fjords furniture has been carefully engineered to create a higher level of relaxation. Right now at the Century House, purchase any Fjords furniture and receive up to 20% off. All models, all sizes, all colors. Experience the unmatched relaxation you can only achieve in Fjords furniture. Relaxation made beautiful. Visit the Century House at 3420 University Avenue in Madison or online at centuryhouseinc.com.
Careless drivers cause serious injuries.
The car ran a red light, hit my vehicle hard. I'm glad I called Hupy and Abraham. I was very happy with the results.
Tell the insurance company you mean business.
A good lawyer shouldn't cost you more. They should get you more.
Time to say thank you to the people who make our state America's Dairyland.
Tomorrow, we dig into the roots of June Dairy Month and how it helps feed Wisconsin's economy.
Plus, we are gearing up for another chance to rain. We're timing it out tomorrow morning from 4:30 to 7.
The News 3 Now Call for Action team, getting results for you. When a local woman was taken advantage of by a car dealership, we took action and helped her get back nearly $10,000.
After going through you, it's just like, you can breathe.
Call for action, only on News 3 Now. The Farm Report is sponsored by Blaine's Farm and Fleet.
Let's check in now with Pam Yonke from the Midwest Farm Report. Pam, all this rain's got to be good for farmers, right?
Yep, it is, so long as they got the hay picked up and they got everything planted. Yes, you are correct. They're pretty happy about it. In fact, I just had the hosts for the Dane County Breakfast on the Farm this Saturday, the Haig family. They were in the studio with me chatting, and John Haig said that they picked up over an inch, probably 1 3/4 inches of rain at his farm over the weekend. So that is going to be a nice dust settler, getting that seed off to a good start and also getting our second crop regrowing. Don't forget, Dane County Breakfast on the Farm comes up this Saturday just outside of Madison in Dane. Talking a little bit more about agribusiness news over the weekend, a pretty big announcement from Moses, the Midwest Organic Sustainable Education Service. Moses has officially changed its name to Marble Seed. Marble Seed. According to Lori Stern, the executive director of Marble Seed, she said the reason they picked that name is it's a prairie plant native to the Midwest. It's got a deep taproot, and it's kind of a self-seeding type plants. So she said that really speaks to the resiliency, the adaptability, and strong community networks that happen within organic farming. So from now on, no more Moses. You will hear marble seed instead. You know, we were talking about the rainfall reports that I picked up over the weekend. It's not just Wisconsin or the upper Midwest that's picking up this rain. Brad Rippey, chief meteorologist with the U.S. Department of Agriculture, said some of these rains that have hit the Central Plains as well as farther south have actually helped to put a little bit of a dent into the drought ratings down there, including states like Oklahoma and Texas. Now, not all of the Southwest has been seeing that kind of rain, but at least some good news for farmers, especially that are looking at their winter wheat crop, trying to get that to improve. Can't tell you what dairy markets are doing today. The only one that I had trade was butter, up 4 1/4 cents on Monday to start us off at $2.95 3/4 per pound. But like I said, the rain definitely welcome front part of the week. But as you can imagine, the closer we get to the weekend and all the June dairy celebrations we've got coming up this weekend, then the dry weather would be more than welcome.
Yeah, we don't need too many puddles. All right, thanks, Pam.
Right.
Let's go ahead and get another check on that weather now with Julian.
Well, that's right. With Pam was talking about how many of us from the Central Plains, even to the Southwest, are all looking at some nice rainfall for us. And we had plenty of it throughout much of this weekend and even going into the early parts of today. But now we're starting to see that system push its way out of the upper Midwest, giving us a bit of a dry trend for the rest of this afternoon and this evening. But we could still see just another round of some showers and potentially even a thunderstorm. But you can see from all the pockets of showers and storms that we are seeing here in southern Wisconsin, not a lot of them are producing thunderstorms for us at this hour. But as we take a look, since we did see a little bit of that cooling starting to roll in and some warmth, well, we do have some fog that's been produced here in Madison, but it's not very dense, even though it is still going to be a little bit of obscurity. So make sure that you're just being careful when you're traveling for lunchtime. Now, 65 degrees as of right now. Temperatures are not going to warm up too much more throughout the course of today, especially with all this cloud cover and even with the fog that we're seeing. It's just going to be a muggy and dreary day for us here in Madison. Now, as we plan out the rest of our evening, as I mentioned, temperatures are not going to climb too much further. We're going to be holding into the middle, maybe even near the upper 60s, but for the most part, it's going to be a relatively cool day on the surface, but with those dew points, we're still going to see some muggy conditions for us. Now, plenty of us have been seeing lots of rainfall over the past couple of days, thanks to these stationary frontal boundaries, which is pretty much these low systems have just been producing plenty of rain and haven't been moving much at all. So it's just been rounds and rounds of showers and even thunderstorms throughout the upper Midwest. And as we get into the rest of this evening, well, we could see a couple of showers produced, but for the most part, it's going to be on the dry side. So those who are going to go to the Mouse game around 6 p.m., we're not going to be expecting for us to see some showers. But as we go into tonight, it's going to be cloudy conditions. Near the Illinois state line, could see some showers produced or even a thunderstorm, but it's mainly going to be south of Madison. Now, as we get into Tuesday afternoon around lunchtime, we're still going to be relatively dry. It's actually going to be our one time this week where we're going to be seeing plenty of dry conditions. As we go into our Wednesday, well, we're looking for a bit more of some shape up for us, but not a whole lot of precipitation over the next 24 hours. But Wednesday afternoon, so we're going to be looking at another system to start to roll into Wisconsin for us, which is going to be bringing in some more widespread showers for us. But then again, not a whole lot of chances on Thursday, but for Friday, we do have another shot of seeing some more rain. So a lot of seesaw action is what we're going to be looking at over the next couple of days. So our best chances for rain is mainly going to be Wednesday, but we can't rule out Thursday or Friday either. And then heading into the weekend, Saturday is going to be looking pretty good, but Sunday, we're going to be aiming back up with those rain chances for us. The good news is we're still going to be feeling a bit more like spring, like I mentioned to McKenna. We're going to be into the middle 70s for us, and then the 80s will be back as we get into next week. So our 3 things we're going to need to know, we are looking at some more shower chances, but not a whole lot of them throughout the rest of this week. Temperatures are going to stay through the 70s throughout the next few days, and then next week, summer-like weather is going to be back. Now, this is what we're going to be looking at in our 10-day forecast. As we head into the mid part of this week, we're still, once again, looking at seesaw action. One day we'll have a chance of rain, next going to be dry, and the next day we have some more rain chances. Then for Saturday and Sunday, well, that's shaping up to be pretty nice as of right now, especially as we're looking at the middle 70s. Definitely going to be looking pretty good for us to head outside for the farmer's market, maybe even a pool, any kind of outdoor activities, McKenna.
I was going to say, we're getting pretty lucky with that weekend.
Yeah.
That's after all this rain this week. Let's put the rain and dreary conditions whenever everyone's in the office. And then the weekends.
Only for the work week.
Exactly. That's how the weather should be.
All right, fair enough. I'm going to have to talk to Mother Nature then.
All right, appreciate it. Thanks, Julian. Yep. Up next, Howard's in the Mr. Food Test Kitchen with an easy recipe that will be a big hit with the family.
Every once in a while, we choose a recipe that seems so simple. You might think, who needs a recipe for that? Today's recipe might sound like one of those, but once you taste it, you'll understand why it's so special. First of all, when it comes to buying tuna, I don't believe that all tuna is equal. Maybe I'm a tuna snob or it's just the way I grew up. But for me, tuna should be white, solid, and packed in water. And then it needs to be drained really well. You can do that by pressing the lid into the can, or you can pick up one of these tuna presses, which makes this a breeze. After it's flaked, we add some mayo. And then to make this the ultimate tuna melt, some Italian dressing and sweet relish. After it's mixed, we place a few slices of tomato on some rye bread, top it with the tuna, and layer on some cheddar cheese. When this gets baked long enough for the cheese to melt and the bread to get all toasty, it's done. And since we leave this topless, it's best to eat this with a fork and knife. The recipe for what we call the ultimate tuna melt is on our website and would be perfect to serve with a bowl of soup and some chips. I'm Howard of the Mr. Food Test Kitchen, where today we found a basic yet tasty way for you to say, ooh, it's so good.
Ahead at noon, Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. The number to call is 608-270-9933.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh. Yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Minimize the cost, mess, and stress of kitchen renovations with cabinet refacing from Mad City. With more than 50,000 satisfied customers and an A+ rating with the BBB, Mad City is your trusted local source. Our design consultants make it fun and easy to change the entire look of your kitchen, from cabinet colors to countertops, a kitchen island, and everyone's favorite soft closed doors and drawers, installed in as little as 2 days. Time is running out to call. It's our 60-60-60 sale. Take 60% off installation with 60 months financing, senior and military discounts, and a $60 Walmart gift card with your free in-home estimate. Plus, last chance to call during this program for $250 in Mad City cash for future home improvements. From Madison throughout South Central Wisconsin, call 608-298-5383. That's 608-298-5383.
I'm Alex Lasry, a Democrat running to beat Senator Ron Johnson.
And I'm Lauren Lasry, and this is our daughter Eleanor. I know Alex will always fight for working families.
To get more money in the pockets of working people and lower costs.
By making paid leave available and healthcare more affordable.
And I'll always be a relentless supporter of a woman's right to choose.
Especially now. Alex is exactly the kind of ally Tammy Baldwin needs in the Senate.
So I approve this message because we have to do better than having Ron Johnson as our senator.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
1-800-GOT-JUNK can bring the springtime anytime.
Oh. Yes! We make junk disappear. All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit 1-800-GOT-JUNK.com.
Lisa Briggs from the Bruce Company is here answering your plant and garden questions. Now, Lisa, let's talk about these beautiful roses. And I was just saying they're not exactly the most fragrant, but they're still so pretty.
This is a shrub rose from Bailey Nurseries up in Minnesota, and it is called Cashmere.
Oh.
And it's a little bit fragrant, but it's on its own roots, so it is not like the old-fashioned roses that needed all kinds of protection in the wintertime. So they are they sort of die back to the ground like perennials and then come back up. But this one is really pretty and looks a little bit like a hybrid tea.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Definitely would be beautiful in your yard this time of year, too.
Absolutely.
All right, we have Diane from Belleville. Question about rhubarb. Diane, what's your question?
Nice, and then all of a sudden it just started turning yellow and dying back.
So we missed the first part of it, Diane. So your rhubarb was doing really well, and now it's sort of dying back and turning yellow?
Right.
I wonder if it might have been a little bit of the heat this spring, or you might want to put a little bit of fertilizer on it. And you can just do sort of a broad spectrum organic fertilizer that you can just sort of broadcast on the soil. Try that and see if that helps.
Okay, should it keep coming back, though? It doesn't have an insect or something.
An insect wouldn't turn your leaves yellow. That's usually something like you're missing some nutrients from the fertilizer, or it's a watering issue.
Okay, that sounds wonderful. Thank you.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks, Dan. Now we have Leonore from Dodgeville on what to do with begonias. Leonore, what's your question for us?
I've got 2 begonia plants, and I was wondering how to keep them alive, or is it just something that they're going to die and there's nothing to do with them?
Well, flowering begonias are super popular. So are the ones that are more grown for their foliage. And what they do best in is an area where if they're outside that they get some morning sun, but shade in the afternoon. And they do like to be on the moist side, but not wet. So let just the top of the soil dry out between waterings, and they should do fine for you during the summer. You do want to take them back in, though, at the end of the season. They won't survive the winter here.
Okay, but you can leave them outside if you want to.
Through the summer, yes.
Yeah, okay. Sounds good. I appreciate it. Thank you so much.
All right. Now we have John from Fitchburg asking if you split daylilies, will they flower this year?
If you split your daylilies now before they're flowering or while they're flowering, they won't flower. So I would wait, John, until after they're done flowering, and then you can go ahead and split them, and they will probably have some flowers next year and then a much better crop the second year after that.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right, thanks, John. Now we have Marcia from DeForest asking her fern peony's not blooming.
Oh, well, you know, Marcia, if you've put in a fern leaf peony, it takes about, I'd say, 3 or 4 years before you're going to get a few flowers. This year mine had 8 flowers. It's been in for 9 years. The first 3 or 4 years I had nothing. So if it's newly planted, don't worry about it.
Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
All right. Now we have probably our last question. Sherry from Roanoke, what's your question?
She's got written on there when to transplant creeping phlox. You can do that, Sherry, anytime that it's not flowering. So once it's done, you can go ahead and move it around.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you so much, everyone. We're going to be having more news coming up in just a few minutes, I suppose.
Yeah.
And we're going to talk to Julie now, I guess.
It's okay, folks. She's new to this. As we take a look at our 10-day forecast, we're going to be seeing temperatures still around the milder side. Today will be one of the cooler days as we hang into the 60s, but we will be back to the 70s as we go throughout the rest of this week. But we are looking for an esaw of some rain chances from Wednesday, Thursday, and even to Friday. But the weekend is shaping up to be quite a lovely one for outdoor activities. Aside from that, folks, be prepared for some more summer heat that's going to be on the way as we get into next week, as we're going to be back into the 80s and even having some thunderstorm chances back into the forecast for us. But aside from that, we are going to need to keep that rain gear nearby, McKenna.
All right, looking forward to it, Julian. Let's just get some sunshine out there and enjoy the pool weather while we have to find our umbrella until then.
Absolutely.
Thanks for joining us today. We'll have more news coming up for you later tonight.